Do you want to become wealthy in life or follow the path of the rat race like 66% of Americans? There are two different paths that one can take when you enter the working world. Path A or Path B. I promise you're going to want to finish this video and take notes because these are some things that I wish I knew when I was starting out. When a lot of teens start work, on average, they get into fast food positions. This is typical when you're 14, 15 years old and you just want to make a few bucks. And no harm, no foul. From here though, you'll begin progression. Lawn care, construction labor, assistant at a office or a front desk, the beginner jobs. This portion is crucial because at age 16, 17, you'll begin to target certain interests. When you read, you can understand. When you take action, you can learn. This is the key point to beginning to build your skill set. Now between 17 and 20, you have a decision to make. This is when you ask yourself, do I either take path A or do I take path B? And the reason the choice is so readily available is because most teens or young adults at that age don't have many obligations. And some do, don't get me wrong. I know that number is higher now than it has been in the past. But generally speaking, when you're younger, you have the ability to make more decisions and you're more free on action. So anyway, with that being said, let's jump into what each of these paths entail. Path A, you jump in and you begin to make a lot of money. Sounds nice, right? You can buy all the things, the house, the fancy cars, the materialistic items. But the thing about Path A is you don't truly enjoy your job. You are simply there for the money and that is it. But money is good, right? Your significant other's happy, your kids are happy because they have all the things that they want. Your friends and your family think, you're doing well. All is good, right? Well, maybe. See, and the thing also about Path A is you'll make a lot of money, but you'll begin to plateau. Unless that is you move up the ladder, move up the chain in a corporate job in which you already don't enjoy because, again, you're there for the money. From there, you'll begin to receive your 3 to 5% raise a year, which doesn't keep up with inflation. And we saw that in the recent 5 to 6 years. And aside from that, you still have lifestyle creep, which you'll make more money. You want a better car, a bigger house. You want to live in a gated community. So you start to spend more. All in all, you're going to have to maintain your status quo. And with that, you become stuck. It is simply a rat race. You make more, you spend more, seems like you're earning less, and you feel stuck. Now let's hop over to Path B. And this is sort of the opposite side of the token. When you start with Path B, you can't afford much. You can't afford to go get that big house. You can't afford to get that nice car. All the luxuries put to the side, right? See, now the thing with Path B is this is passion driven. You enjoy this work. You feel fulfilled by this work. See, now with Path B, you're not getting paid physical dollars for your work. You are getting paid a little bit, but not a lot. Where you are getting paid the knowledge and the skill set that comes along with doing the work. This is more of a skill set building or your self-worth or literally building equity within, say, the company that you're working for. Now with this, it's slow and steady, but that 3 to 5% raise that you get with Path B, typically over time and longevity will become 10 to 15%. And with this, generally, you see people live below their means because they're used to not making that much money. They live below their means, they buy a basic home that meets the necessities, and they earn what they earn. Over time, when they get their 10, 15, 20, 25% increase in equity in their skill set and they start putting those skills to use, that's when all the money starts to come in. You're already making smart decisions with your money. Now you have money coming in tenfold. You see people often talk about house hacking, where they buy a duplex, they live in one side comfortably, then rent out the other side. Eventually start making more money. You rent out that unit, buy your own house, or start to stack it. So Path A may seem like a quick win, but over time it traps you. You are in a cycle. The money is good initially, but eventually you're in a golden cage. Everything is fancy, but you're condoned into that one spot. You have no leverage. You're working a job that doesn't inspire you, that doesn't promote self-growth. They want growth in the company and want you to become a slave to the company, but it's not fulfilling to you. You're not growing as an individual. This can lead to burnout, becoming an alcoholic. People start smoking or sleeping more, depression, the list goes on. You start to live for the weekends, or even worse, you're living for retirement. And you think then when I retire, I can be happy and I can live my life at 65 or 70 years old. Many people get stuck here. They're stuck and they're comfortable and they're complacent and unfulfilled. and it's a horrible feeling. You make enough to justify buying certain things, you have the nice house and the cars, but you are stuck in your trap. And like I previously mentioned, let's talk about lifestyle creep, where you start to spend more as you earn more. You start to earn more, then you're tempted to upgrade the car, upgrade the house, buy all the jewelry, stuff like that. See, now with that, when you buy those materialistic things, you are not investing. You're not investing in yourself. People often forget that every dollar you put into stocks or your future, or investing in a program to help you learn a skill that you want to learn, that fulfills you, when you don't do those things and you go for the new car or something that's gonna do instant gratification, that's not gonna make you happy. When you do that, you're simply maintaining an illusion of wealth, that you have all this money. But in reality, you're living paycheck to paycheck with no true financial freedom. And this is path A. It leads to this trap where the material things often take over your ability to become financially free. Now, path B is the road less traveled by, but it's also far more rewarding in the long run. See, now at first, yes, it's boring, you're not making enough, or a lot, I should say, but you are investing in yourself and investing in your future. You are building your skill set and your connection and your knowledge that'll allow you exponential growth in the future. As you develop the skill set and the knowledge and something that you actually care about and you're passionate about, that's gonna open up so many doors. The opportunity for a higher paying job or higher paying gig or a business endeavor, when you meet those people with connections because you have that skill set, they will reach out to you. There will be opportunities for higher income or greater fulfillment for yourself that will open up. You may not have the fancy car, the big house right now, but you are living for fulfillment, for oneself, and that will pay off in the future. See, with path B, you're focused on growth rather than instant gratification. And throughout that process and that journey, you're building financial discipline with yourself, whether you know it or not. You learn to live below your means, which in return makes it easier for you to save or easier for you to invest. And when the money does start to come in, and which it will, you will be better equipped with the knowledge and the discipline to make better decisions. You are not spending to keep up with the Joneses. You're spending to invest in yourself and your family and your future. Here's where the real shift happens, the mindset. In path A, you're focused on the immediate rewards. You're exchanging your time for money, and your growth limits are capped by your job. Path B, this is the long game. You're focused on building wealth, not just earning money. There's a difference. Wealth doesn't come from trading your time for money. It comes from obtaining assets that pay you without you putting in the time. And when you learn and start to grow your assets, this is when the true wealth comes. Building wealth requires a different mindset altogether. Instead of thinking about how much can I earn, think about how much can I invest. Instead of thinking about how you can increase your salary, think about how you can make yourself more valuable. Wealthy people do not rely on a paycheck. They create multiple streams of income. They invest in themselves, and they understand that wealth is not built overnight. So with that being said, what's it gonna be? You gotta take path A, where you make a lot of money, it's a quick win, but you get stuck in that rat race, in that cycle, never fully and truly fulfilled with yourself. Or are you gonna take path B, where it's a little bit slower and steady wins the race. You're not making as much money at the start, but over time, this allows for greater reward. The choice is yours, and it's a crucial one. If you want true financial freedom and wealth and success, path B is ultimately the route that you should take. Build skills, invest in yourself, and realize that success and wealth is a long game. Regardless of your age, if you start now, your future self will thank you, because your future is going to be here before you know it. Because remember, the goal here isn't to make money quick. The goal is to build a life that brings you fulfillment and brings you joy. And when you do that, money is going to come along with it. Yourself will thank you. Your significant other will thank you. Your kids will thank you, and they'll all see it. You don't want to look back in 20 years and think you were stuck slaving in a job, in a corporate job in which you hate, doesn't bring you fulfillment, and there's nothing to show for it but stress and gray hairs. You want to look back and realize that I planted those seeds for the future to bring myself joy, to bring my family and myself generational wealth. So in closing, I've spent years in both of these paths. I understand both sides, and because of that, it brings me fulfillment to help you choose the path that you want, to give you the knowledge. And I've come to learn that path A and B are different for everybody. My path B may be seen to some people as path A, but the hopes in this video is to make you realize that regardless, there are two different paths you can take, and you have a choice to make. Regardless of your age, what you've been through, you have a choice to make, and you can either go down path A or path 1, or you can go down path B or path 2. There's choices. So now, all I ask of you, if you made it this far in the video, please drop a comment, Let me know your path. Feel free to share your story or pick my brain. Ask me whatever you want. You have absolutely everything you need to become the best version of yourself, and sometimes that just takes somebody like myself to help you see that. And I would say today is the day. Peace.